So hazard analysis type versus technique. There are over 100 various techniques of hazard analysis. We're going to discuss some of those throughout the class. Many of the techniques are just small variants of others. This video presentation, however, is dedicated towards hazard analysis types. I want you to have a clear understanding of the hazard analysis types. Our course is designed around them. There are 7 hazard analysis types, 7 of them. It can be a little confusing, however, because the 7 hazard analysis types also have the same name as the 7 major techniques. Erickson, for that reason, proposes calling the type something different to avoid that confusion. Industry calls them what they are. Our text calls them a little different. It can be confusing, but there's 7 of them, and since industry calls them what they are, we're going to need to learn both for our class. Here's a little trick that helps me with the Erickson acronyms. All of them have something hazard analysis type. HAT stands for hazard analysis type. There's a whole lot of letters there, but really the acronym is simple because the HAT is the hazard analysis type. The beginning is something design. So you have C is concept design hazard analysis type. The PD, preliminary design hazard analysis type. RD, requirements design hazard analysis type. D, detailed design hazard analysis type. So really the only thing we need to learn are the first letters. Concept, preliminary, requirements, design, system, operations, and health. And they directly correlate over to the different hazard analysis types that are presented in your government documents. MILSTD 882 and the Air Force System Safety Handbook. Those are presented as tasks, task 201 through tasks 207 in that order. They directly correlate between the Erickson names for the types and the government names for the types. So hopefully that helps it be a little bit clearer. Here's the same information presented in a little bit different way. It's from table 4.8 from your Erickson text. And I show this to you so that as you study each of the 7 hazard analysis types, when you read, for example, about Erickson's concept design hazard analysis type, you can look for preliminary hazard list, the information on preliminary hazard list in the government documents. They will be discussing the same thing. Likewise, as you move down the list, you get to preliminary design hazard analysis type as you're reading in your text. When you go to the government documents, you're looking for preliminary hazard analysis. We'll be discussing the same thing. Now, if you haven't gathered already, the names of the hazard analysis types sort of present a timeline as you go through a system life cycle. First, you start with the concept design, preliminary design, and work your way on down. Then you get a detailed design, integrated systems, operations, human health, and design requirements. So as you go through the system life cycle, that is how the hazard analysis types work through. Here's a depiction of that. It's a flow diagram. It shows how some of the hazard analysis types might flow out of one, and the results then are used to start the next. We will look at each type in great detail throughout the class, particularly through Unit 2. But I would like you to understand the concept for now of how hazard analysis types would flow right through the system life cycle. Here's a diagram from the Air Force System Safety Handbook that shows exactly that. Shows how the hazard analysis types relate with each other, flowing out of one and into another, and then also how that relates to the different phases within the system life cycle. Unit 2 will be designed around hazard analysis types and how they relate in the system life cycle. So I wanted you to have a clear understanding of how this works.